Today, we're learning how to solve stoichiometry problems so we can determine the amounts of chemicals involved in a reaction. Our success criteria is being able to solve stoichiometry problems beginning with a known value of moles. So, the basic principles of stoichiometry is that we want to be able to compare how different amounts of chemicals relate to one another in a reaction. And the simplest way to do that is to compare the number of moles of one chemical to the number of moles of another chemical in a reaction. So we can do this using our balanced chemical reactions. Those numbers, the coefficients we put in front of chemicals during chemical reactions, they form a ratio. Like it might tell us that there's 2 molecules of oxygen for every 1 molecule of carbon involved in this chemical reaction. That is a ratio, but that ratio is only valid for the number of moles. Most important one is actually that you never use that with grams. Some people have an instinct to try and use the ratios with mass, but it doesn't work that way because different chemicals have different molar masses and the ratios for moles. You can always figure out how many moles of one chemical are produced by another one, but you won't always be able to figure out what that gram ratio is unless you include the molar masses too. In any stoichiometry problem, first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how many moles of our known substance are. Problems we're going to do right now are going to start with that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the mole ratio to convert to the chemical we want to know in the end. And then if we want that to be in a different set of units, we're going to convert that into the desired units. Later on, we're going to start to use molar mass, concentration, the ideal gas constant in stoichiometry, but you only need to use those if you start with a value other than moles or if you need to end with a value other than moles. If you start with moles, though, you can go straight into the mole ratio without doing any conversion. So mole-to-mole stoichiometry problems are the simplest and the easiest ones to get started with.